Ladies and gentlemen, especially if those of you have followed me from the beginning, you know that I was born and raised in the city of Philadelphia. And the rioting that took place after the Super Bowl actually is a very normal occurrence in the city, especially after games. And it's not just professional ball games, it's the college sports too. So these things do occur. But as you can see, there is a serious double standard in America when it comes down to rioting. Whenever black people take to the streets over the death of someone in the community, it's frowned upon. The media calls everyone a thug, and you hear all the vitriol and disdain talk towards Black Lives Matter and all of that. But as you can see, these folks talking about anybody's violence, they have no right to open their mouth about black on black crime or any other crime when their entire existence in America has always been filled with crime. And just look at the FBI table. These people commit 70% of the crime in America, but they keep pointing to the black community talking about black on black crime. And we're not even committing half of the crime white people commit in America. These people commit felonies and don't even go to jail. You can clearly see the Super Bowl is a prime example of white privilege. Whenever they go to the streets and tear things up, the cops are smiling, the reporters are smiling, and there are very few arrests because, see, they understand why this is occurring. They understand. But you notice they lack an understanding when one of our own are gunned down, unarmed, and many of these people don't have police records. Okay, that's why they couldn't go buck wild over Philando Castile or even Sandra Bland. Because see, they didn't have no laundry list of arrest. But see, when their own mobs take to the street to riot and tear up a city, it's okay. They're happy. They understand. They understand the emotion behind it. Look at all the understanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, let this be very clear that rioting is okay as long as it's done by the hands of white people. See, they even have white privilege when it comes down to rioting. But when it's black people, the police are pissed off. They're in the media talking venomous about the black community. The reporters are all on code talking against us. The whole white community is frowning on what the black community is doing. You're tearing up your own city. You're tearing up your own businesses. I don't understand. But you don't hear them saying none of those same words about the rioting in Philadelphia. Do you hear them concerned about businesses being torn up? They were torn up. Do you hear them bitching and complaining about all the property damage? Property was damaged. Fires were set. Things were flying through windows. They trashed the streets. All the same thing that you see black people do over a death. At least we riot over something substantial. These folks fight over when a team wins, but that's the psyche behind it. But see how it's all acceptable as long as the people that are destroying are white. It's all acceptable, y'all. This is why I don't listen to their talk when black people burn down a building or two or overturn cars. I don't listen to them anymore. And I would strongly urge black people, tune white people out when they want to come and point to your violence, when all they do in this country is violence. Just go look at the FBI table. Go look at it. How the hell do you have all the privilege in the country and you're committing all the crimes? You got all the advantages in the country and you're still committing 70% of the crime. You can't point to black people and say a damn thing. This rioting is a prime example of many, ladies and gentlemen. Many. They have no right to say anything to black people in this country about anything that we do. They are not the moral compass of society. Now, they may have been raised to believe they are, but like I said, I'm going to still point you back to the FBI table and you show me the moral compass in all of the crimes they commit. You got to understand, these people are the offspring of criminals that floated over here from Europe. Those people on those boats that came from Europe were not the cream of the crop. Many of them were criminals. And these people that you look at today are their offspring. So what do you expect? But Philly has a long history because I know this city, lived in it uh, all through childhood. These are old pictures of riots that took place in Philly. This is the 1974 celebration on Broad in Oregon after the Flyers won the Stanley Cup. They rioted. They rioted in the city, ladies and gentlemen. And if you go down a little more, this is the 1960 riot when the NFL won the championship. This is all Philadelphia. All Philadelphia. Again, 1974 pandemonium. See, you notice how they give it different labels when white people are actually rioting? Pandemonium, mayhem. No, it's a riot. It's a riot. This is more Stanley Cup photos, and they were running amok. I remember, they were running amok. See, every time they do these things, ladies and gentlemen, even if you're not born, you can still go back to those old papers and get these photos because these type of events always made the front cover of the newspapers all around the city of Philadelphia. So you can get these papers. This is the 1975 Stanley Cup victory. There was a riot then. This is the 1980 World Series. It was a riot in Philadelphia then. This is the 76ers basketball title win in 1983. It was a riot then. These all occurred in Philly. Here is the 2008 of the Philly fans setting a fire in Broad Street, right there on Broad Street, and there was a riot in the city on that day. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. White people, stay out of our faces about black violence. Stay out of our face about rioting and tearing up our own towns and all that stuff. You really seriously have no room to talk. We can take it all the way back from the days of the white mobs destroying black towns all the way up until present day with your riots, destroying towns, destroying property, destroying businesses, destroying lives. So don't come and preach to us anymore. We're not going to accept your ranting and preaching on the black community. From now on, you will get a lot of pushback that you truly deserve. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell twice. Join me over on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. Peace, family.